Welcome to Kiwatea Street in Auckland, Sandringham. It's the ASB Premiership Round 11 match between Auckland City and Waitakere United. It's the 38th Super City Derby. And these two teams know each other so well. They've clashed in the ASB Premiership relentlessly, it seems, since 2004. They've met in 2 ASB Charity Cup finals, as well as 10 continental clashes in the OFC Club Championship, the O-League. They are, without doubt, New Zealand's leading clubs in the ASB Premiership. The league table reveals that. Waitakere sitting proudly on top of the competition. They've got an unbeaten record. It is clearly the match of the weekend. And we have it all for you now. And on Sunday, 3rd of February, Otago United host Hawke's Bay United. That's an interesting clash. A win for Hawke's Bay and a defeat for Auckland today could see Hawke's Bay leapfrog them into second place. Now the rankings, and you can see there that Auckland City need to get 3 points on the board. Although Waitakere United can afford a defeat here, as long as they win their remaining fixtures, they will take out the ASB Minor Premiership. The referee for today's game is Matt Conga. And it's a good-sized crowd in for this match. Of course, it's a big day for football in Auckland. There is a Hyundai A-League game here later today. And one point of interest here, Simon Arms is in the starting lineup. He's kept his place. Angol Balanga has left the club for an Indian adventure in the I-League. And we can take a look now at that formation. It's 4-3-3. Milne and Arms taking up positions on the flanks, while Fenerides holds down the midfield berth. No surprises from Waitakere United. New signing Tristan Prattley makes his second appearance, but that is a team that is loaded with big game experience as well. Danny Robinson made his 100th ASB Premiership appearance last week. First goalkeeper to achieve that milestone. And the referee, as I said before, is Matt Conga. The assistant referee, Chris Walken, Mark Fisher, and Nick Waldron is the fourth official. So much at stake. Of course, there is some interest around qualification berths for the OFC Champions League next season. Traditionally, the minor premiers have clinched an automatic place. And that could come into play, obviously, with the ASB Premiership Grand Final. The team that wins the minor premiership also wins the Grand Final. It then becomes the runners-up of the ASB Premiership itself that qualify for Oceania. So Dickinson and Exposito will get us underway. And a big boost for Auckland City and Waitakere prior to kick-off. The ASB Premiership Player and Coach of the Month awards were handed out. Roy Krishna, who is in absolutely electric form. 7 goals he managed in January. And the Coach of the Month went to Auckland City's Ramon Trebulic. His former All-White Aaron Scott. Here is Krishna. So a good-sized crowd in today. Be well over 1,000. That would constitute a typical size crowd for a Super City derby. Foul given away by Brian Shelley. Opportunity for Auckland to get their possession game going. Here's Riera. Uncharacteristically given away by Riera. Well, one element to this Waitakere side that I've noticed is that it's a much happier camp than the one that we saw at the same time last year. The team morale, the team spirit seems to be in fine fettle. Of course, their position at the top of the table reflects that. For Auckland City, it's been all about catch-up. Of course, they participated in the FIFA Club World Cup. They were beaten 1-0 by Sanfrecce Hiroshima. And as Ramon Trebulic said earlier this week, it's always a psychological challenge to try and lift the team and prepare the team for the fixtures in January, but he's managed to do that. Now, that's a good ball by Exposito. Koprasic has Andrew Mill coming up on his right, but Mill can't control. It was an intelligent run, but just hit too hard for the former Rangers player to take in his stride. Here come Waitakere United. Del Monte, Coombs. Of course, it's his first trip back to Kiwatea Street. Chad Coombs made over 110 appearances in the navy blue before making the switch to West Auckland. Here's Krishna. Waitakere in a good position. They need numbers in the box. In comes the cross and claimed by Williams. He can get something going here. Koprasic. Aaron Scott's read that well. It's ended up with Riera. Koprasic has kept his forward momentum going. Chris Bale. Now Visilic. Chris Bale missed the match due to getting married. And he's a welcome return, particularly with Angel Balanga now plying his trade in the Indian Premier League with Sporting Club de Goa. Myers. Here's Del Monte, another ex-Auckland City player. Riera. Nicely played by Exposito. Koprasic has played a nice ball in for Exposito again. He's up against Shelley. What can the Irishman do here? Can't keep the cross out. It's a good ball. Robinson can't get on it. But a foul's been given away in any case. So the two teams just feeling each other out at the moment. There's been no shortage of goals for Waitakere. They thumped Waikato FC 9-1 in Hamilton. As we see Auckland City launch another attack through Koprasic. Chris Bale. Of course, Auckland City have moved quickly to add to their squad. We'll come back to that in a moment as we see Simon Arms trying to push the ball forward. That's cut out well by Tristan Prattley, former Otago United skipper, with over 60 appearances for the blue and gold. Here's Krishna now taking on Arms. Now Visilic, back to Williams. Waitakere United get the throw. It's Jake Butler. Well, Jake Butler scored an absolute screamer against Auckland earlier this season. The two teams last met on November the 25th, just prior to Auckland City's departure to the FIFA Club World Cup, and that match finished 1 each. Good turn by De Vries. Goes to the byline, but he just runs out of football pitch. Tamati Williams had an outstanding FIFA Club World Cup for Auckland. Quite an amazing journey he's taken through his professional life as a model in Europe, leaving football for a number of years and then coming back to it. And certainly grown as a personality as well as a player, as we see Waitakere pour forward. Well, they couldn't keep that going. Riera's picked Pearce's pocket. Now Exposito, he's got Shelley in a wide position. Milne, oh, he's through. Good recovery by Pearce. Garcia's brought to the floor, and there's going to be a yellow card here, and there's a bit of push and shove between Brian Shelley and Manel Exposito. Matt Conga has the card out. Milne and Butler are pushing. Plenty of feeling in the Super City Derby. It's Brian Shelley who's gone into the book. Now look at that tackle. It's a good tackle by Alan Pearce. He lost his bearings there. And, well, Conga's in a good position to see Shelley going with a raised boot. I think that can be the only reason. Now there's another yellow card. This time it's Exposito. And so early in this game as well for the bookings to come out. We're only 8 minutes in. So Pedro Santa Cecilia Garcia will take the free kick. There's 3 men in the wall for Waitakere. Visilic and Arms and Fenarides are potential targets for Auckland. Garcia. It's a good ball in, and oh! Waitakere have survived. Hooked clear. Well, it was put into the danger zone by Garcia, and Waitakere coped with it admirably. Here is another look at that. Punched. Well, it was an attempted punch by Robinson. Very difficult with the players coming right across his line of sight. Visilic. Garcia back to Williams. Well, there's a stoppage in play. Well, this is the 26th meeting between the two teams in the ASB Premiership. Auckland have the wood over Waitakere United, but as we've seen in the wash-up at the end of the last 3 seasons, it's been the West Aucklanders who have lifted the ASB Premiership title. They're chasing an unprecedented 4 in a row. And here's Roy Krishna taking on Riera. Tries to clip one through for Tristan Prattley, I think. Is that Jake Butler? Sorry. You have to consider that this time last season, Waitakere United were on the verge of missing out on the minor premiership. Here is Exposito. We'll come back to that point. Koprasic. Garcia. Koprasic again. So composed, Daniel Koprasic. He's earned a free kick in a very handy position for Auckland City. Jake Butler speaking with Matt Conga. He's not entirely convinced of the decision. And there's still a lot of talking going on down there. Chad Coombs with Conga. So Fenarides can hit these. Exposito can hit these as well. Let's have another look. Koprasic. Well, I don't know about that. I think as a defender you can have a right to feel a little bit disappointed. He did seem to pull back from the challenge, and in any case it's resulted in a free kick. So Danny Robinson, 5 in the wall. Exposito's taken up a position near the penalty spot. It's Fenarides to take it. Oh, and he scores with a wonderful free kick. Auckland City take the lead 11 minutes in. An absolutely superb strike by Alex Fenarides. The Navy Blues are up in the Super City Derby. What a free kick it was. Look at that. Danny Robinson didn't have a chance. How will the champions respond? They've got a ton of character. They've got a nose for goal, Waitakere United. And they've got a wealth of experience. This situation won't intimidate them in the least. 5 players have got well over 100 appearances in the ASB Premiership. Here's Coombs. Not a bad ball in. Visilic got a head on it. This is Andrew Milne. Hook clear. Tristan Prattley was keeping Exposito for company. Away by Aaron Scott. Riera. Garcia. Auckland City 1, Waitakere United 0. Inside 11 minutes, Alex Fenorides with a wonderful goal from a free kick. There's going to be some sense of injustice from a Waitakere perspective. It did look to be a somewhat soft decision for the free kick. It's a long ball forward by Bale. You don't often see that from Auckland City, but Waitakere have coped. Koprasic has cut out Butler's attempted pass. Here's Riera. Exposito keeping the ball moving. Here's Garcia. Dickinson going to pick up a corner. Prattley asking for some type of assistance from the assistant referee. He's not going to get it. Well, the last time Auckland City defeated Waitakere United was on the 4th of February. It was at Kiwitea Street. Finished 3-1. Corner goes to the far post. It's Fenorides again, and it's off the 6-yard box. Dickinson trying to set himself up. Clips one to the far post. Oh, it's not a bad ball. Visilic. Another corner for Auckland. Waitakere on the ropes at the moment. Well, Waitakere need to take the sting out of this Auckland momentum. Shelley up against Chris Bale. Nice switch of play by Bale. That's a great ball. That's not, however, and Waitakere can counter-attack. This is where they're so dangerous. Roy Krishna. Good defending by Bale. Well, the last time Waitakere United picked up 3 points in the ASB Premiership at Kiwitea Street was on the 7th of November 2010. So it's been a while since the West Aucklanders came to Kiwitea Street and picked up victory. They've certainly got plenty of points in the bank to afford a slip up, but there's so much pride at stake. There's little love lost between Auckland City and Waitakere as we see Dickinson whip across into the near post, well headed away by Tim Myers, I think. Here is another look at the ball clipped into the far post to Ivan Visilic. Milne. Garcia. Trying to play Milne in. Aaron Scott has picked it up for Waitakere. Goes all the way back to Myers. Now Riera's got his header wrong, but Pearce will have to give that one up to Chris Bale. Now Tamati Williams. Well, that's a tight ball to give Andrew Milne, but it's fallen Auckland's way. Koprasic. Good ball to Exposito, up against Myers. Goes himself, it's a tame shot and doesn't really test Danny Robinson. Chad Coombs, one of Kiwitea Street's favourite sons, having a sterling season for Waitakere United. Chad Coombs. There is Exposito's shot, and look at that. That's not going to trouble a quality goalkeeper like Danny Robinson. Bit casual from Dickinson, and Waitakere can't take advantage. Well, Chris Bale was at Waitakere last season. He picked up the ASB Premiership Player of the Year in Waitakere colours and made the switch to Kiwitea Street with Coombs and David Mulligan heading in the opposite direction. It's not a bad long ball forward. Oh, and he goes down, just losing his footing, Exposito. No major protest from him. Now Shelley. Coombs. Del Monte. Pierce. Clever little pass. De Vries trying to find a way through that and offside. There is Shelley trying to track down Exposito. Just loses his footing against the Irish defender. Shelley, of course, an experienced professional in the Republic of Ireland with Drogheda United. So a reminder of the scoreline here in the 38th Super City Derby. Auckland City 1, Waitakere United 0. Riera hooks it clear. Well, these two sides have clashed in continental competition 10 times, and Auckland City have won 2. Waitakere has won 1, and there have been 7 draws. 7 draws in total. It just goes to show that there's not much between them. Brian Shelley for Waitakere picks it up. All the way back to Robinson. Well, the weather conditions in Auckland are playing their part as well. The temperature here is 20 degrees, or 24 degrees Celsius. That is the expected high today. Garcia. Koprasic. Bale. Oh, and he's being pressured high here by De Vries. And it's resulted in a free kick for Auckland. Well, that's a tactic that a lot of teams have tried to pick up on with Auckland City, to press them high and test them in possession of the ball as high up the pitch as they can. It's one thing to say in theory, it's quite another to implement in practice, because the ability of those players to play around teams is self-evident. And another record on the line, actually. There's 2 records on the line between these sides. Auckland City have got a 23-match unbeaten run going in regular season ASB Premiership matches, while Waitakere United are undefeated in their last 12 competition matches. Now that includes the ASB Charity Cup final win back in October, and is also the ASB Premiership Grand Final from the season before, and the semi-final second leg in Canterbury. Coombs playing it forward to Pearce. That was a tight ball to give Brian Shelley. Pearce has picked it up. It's a good ball by Pearce, wide to De Vries. Looks for help from Del Monte. Bit of pushing and shoving in there as well. Krishna. Still Krishna. Can he produce a piece of magic? Well, the long-range shot straight into the arms of Tamati Williams. Dickinson. Simon Arms. We're into the 23rd minute of the Super City derby between Auckland City and Waitakere United. It's Auckland 1, Waitakere 0. It was an Alex Fenerida's free kick that separates the two teams. There's a lot of football to be played, though. Here is Krishna, the ASB Premiership Player of the Month, going for a long-range shot, but never going to trouble Tamati Williams from that sort of distance. Didn't have the power to. Nice cushioned header by Brian Shelley. Myers gets us going again. Coombs. Long ball looking for Krishna. Koprasic has picked it up. Now back with Shelley. Coombs again. Aaron Scott. This is nice from Waitakere United. And it just breaks down right in that middle third, that final pass. As Waitakere are transitioning into the top third. It's just letting them down at the moment. Pearce's header. Riera has managed to get on it, and he's picked up a foul. Jake Butler, the aggrieved party for Waitakere United. Ivan Visilic. 36 years of age now, Ivan Visilic, and showing no signs of slowing down. Shrugged off by Koprasic. Still Koprasic. And Dickinson trying to find a way through. It's broken kindly to Koprasic. Chance for Auckland to get across into the box perhaps. Dickinson. Players queuing up for Auckland, and a chance now for Waitakere to break clear. That's a free kick. Chad Coombs, the player who was taken out. Coombs is making his 121st ASB Premiership appearance today. He has 10 appearances for Waitakere United. Here he is on the ball now, Coombs. And the commentator's curse rears its head. So Waitakere going to pack the box, you'd think. Coombs' delivery from a dead ball is pretty accurate. There's some tall timber to aim for. Not a bad ball. Williams has it under control. Milne keeps it in, only just. Koprasic. Garcia. Now Riera. Visilic. Dickinson finds Exposito, Feneridi's a goal scorer. Good move, good momentum from Auckland at the moment. Riera again. He is a midfield metronome, Albert Riera. Andrew Milne. Cutting inside. All the way back to Riera. Waitakere United sitting in. Content to just shift Auckland across the face of goal. Simon Arms has joined in for Auckland. Just Roy Krishna up top at the moment for Waitakere. Auckland City just happy to keep the ball at the moment. Building momentum, working Waitakere around this pitch. Well played by Aaron Scott. It's back with Waitakere. Butler goes long, looking for Riera. Oh, Krishna's asking the question about whether or not that qualifies as a back pass. There's been no major protest from any other Waitakere player to that effect. Well, the longest run that Auckland City have gone without winning in a Super City derby is 5 matches between November 2009 and November 2010. And look at this goal. What a strike. Danny Robinson just falls to one knee, and there's nothing he could do about that. Fenerides has got a reputation for coming up with these sorts of goals. Can recall a last-minute strike against Waitakere just 2 seasons ago, and he's replicated the feat here at the beginning of this match. Coombs, Krishna, chance for Butler with a shot. Oh, and it's not far away. Williams had to be at full stretch for the Waitakere United skipper's shot. Butler just failing to get it on target, but a bit more encouragement for the defending champions here. Lovely touch from Krishna. There is the first time strike, and just wide of the upright. To Myers. Myers again. Chad Coombs. Tristan Prattley. Very good on the ball, Tristan Prattley, in an attacking sense. Butler. Coombs. Back with Shelley. Coombs again. Well, I've been watching ASB Premiership matches for the past 9 seasons, and I would argue that these are perhaps 2 of the strongest lineups that Waitakere United and Auckland City have come up with. You look at the goal-scoring prowess of Alan Pearce. He is the top goal scorer in ASB Premiership history. He took that record off Kieran Jordan earlier this season. And of course you look at the likes of Ivan Visilic for Auckland City, the skipper, Daniel Koprasic as well, Jake Butler with 130 appearances in the ASB Premiership. Oh, and there's pressure now for Shelley, but he copes with it very well. Scott for Butler. Now Pearce. Del Monte. Krishna. Oh, and a cheeky lob pass from Krishna looking for Del Monte. It's cut out by Fenerides. So an absorbing first half hour here. Auckland City 1, Waitakere United 0. A Goal scorer Alex Fenarides for Auckland. Myers heads home. Exposito's chased it down. Robinson had to come out of the goal box to deal with it. Well, you talk about the standard of the ASB Premiership, and another quality match for you being produced by these two sides. That's well read by Aaron Scott. Perhaps an attack in the making for Waitakere. Just these fouls seem to just be going against Waitakere United, and it breaks down their momentum as they counter-attack. They haven't really had a decent shot on goal. Now there's a debate going on here between the assistant referee and referee Matt Conga. I'm not going to interpret the sign language being employed there. That would be difficult enough. But Conga's going to perhaps have a word. Well, he's picked somebody out. And it's Alan Pearce and Pedro Santa Cecilia Garcia. Well, he's spoken to both players and left it at that, and we can now get on with it. Bale with a long ball, long raking ball into the box. Robinson's come and missed it. Oh, and he's taken a punch at that. Well, desperate stuff. Long-range shot from Garcia. Well, an extraordinary passage of play with Robinson right out on the edge of the 18-yard box. They've got away with it. Free kick back Auckland's way. Well, I have to say, in all fairness, the free kick count is very much in favour of the home side today. Long ball forward. Now this is going to be another foul for Auckland. This time, well, it's the Shelley Exposito showdown being played out again. Shelley's not entirely happy, as you can imagine. Del Monte having a word. It's not going to change Conga's mind. So Garcia is going to take his time about it. Now perhaps an in-swinger into the far post from the Spaniard. He's clipped it in. Robinson's come for it and takes it. Good goalkeeping by Danny Robinson. Chooses to go long. Visilic can't win that particular challenge. Del Monte sprinting up here on the right. Krishna is marshalled away by Albert Riera. Oh, and Exposito nearly got in between Myers and Shelley to nick the ball. But the referee, or the assistant referees, put his flag up. Here's another look at the goalkeeping prowess of Danny Robinson. Well, there's always a warm feeling in the heart of any central defender when your goalkeeper can dominate his penalty area like that, and it was much tidier work from him this time than a couple of moments before. Now, another yellow card is coming out. This is going to be Louis Del Monte, who goes into the book with Brian Shelley and Manel Exposito. Well, Williams is being told to get back into his penalty area. And Waitakere United becoming slowly more frustrated. Certainly wouldn't want to see anybody get a red card. Here is Garcia. Now he just took a late one from Del Monte. That is what Matt Conga has decided was worth a yellow card. Dickinson Can he get a ball into the box? He's tried to go himself. It's going to be a goal kick for Waitakere. 9 minutes before the break. Auckland City 1, Waitakere 0. Ivan Visilic chooses to go long. Looking for Dickinson, it's now Tim Myers. That's a good ball by Myers, a chance for Krishna, it's taken away by Bale. Dickinson, good turn by the English striker Garcia for Exposito. Well, they're battling for everything in there, both teams. Koprasic went in with nothing held back. Now Del Monte. Well, look at how many navy blue shirts get in and around Roy Krishna every time he gets the ball. Try not to give the Fijian international any space. Now Pearce. Pearce goes by Arms. Oh, and it's just kept out by Visilic. Krishna's picked it up. Better period now for Waitakere. Butler. Away by Visilic. Prattley goes all the way back to Tim Myers. That was a much better period of play for Waitakere United. Starting to ask one or two questions of their own. Del Monte, Krishna, Chad Coombs, and not some of his best work, Chad Coombs. Roy Krishna and Alan Pearce were amongst the goals in that Waikato FC win. Both players notching hat tricks. And then last week, Tim Myers tried to get in on the act with 2 against Young Heart Manawa 2. And of course, Krishna finished off with 2 goals of his own as well, to complete a tally of 7 for the month of January. Williams. Well, Auckland City have added to their squad during the January transfer window. They have signed Gustavo Suto San Pedro from the Kazakhstan League. Born in Vigo in Spain. He's a striker, so it's not a straight swap for the departure of Angel Belanga. And of course, Louis Corrales has gone to Team Wellington, with Tristan Prattley joining Waitakere from Otago United for the champions. Here's Robinson. Chris Bale. Such a versatile player, Chris Bale. As we have a look at the battering ram of Adam Dickinson. Physically very powerful player, Adam Dickinson. Perhaps not known so much for his goal-scoring prowess, but he's certainly a fiery and full-blooded striker, and he just gave Jake Butler a 2-handed shove there, so there was no question about the decision. Good touch from Milne. Now Koprasic. Garcia. Exposito trying to turn Shelley. He's only managed to turn into Coombs. Coombs goes by Fenarides. Now Krishna. Visilic just in the nick of time for Auckland. It's back with Butler. Butler again. Oh, that's not a bad ball for De Vries. Away by Milne. Coombs. And it's a free kick for Waitakere. Garcia takes that in his stride. Now Krishna loses out to Bale. Well, Bale's doing a pretty good job on Roy Krishna today. Dickinson. Cut out by Myers. Now Prattley. Jake Butler is having a wonderful season for Waitakere United, probably one of his best. And here's Del Monte. Can he get to the byline, get in across? He's past two, can't get past Fenarides. Exposito, well played by Chad Coombs. Excellent play from the Waitakere midfielder. He was all over Exposito then. Here's the trickery of Louis Del Monte, just cutting inside Andrew Milne and Pedro Garcia. Couldn't find a way past the third player there, Fenarides. Of course, if this match were to finish 1-0 to Auckland, it would guarantee the Navy Blues' second spot in the league, regardless of Hawke's Bay United's match on Sunday. Nice build-up here by Waitakere. Alan Pearce. Chance for Prattley perhaps to get a ball into the box. He's shut down pretty early. Now Butler. Butler clips one into the pen spot. Oh, and it's not too bad. Auckland have managed to get it clear, and the ball back in again. And oh, Williams has missed it. It's ended up in the back of the net. And it's given drama here. Waitakere United are level. Well, Ivan Visilic has gone to Matt Conger and he's pleading, but it's not going to change the decision. Drama here. Let's look at this. Williams jumped and it's just ended up in the back of the net. Pearce is the player who was closest to Williams. Extraordinary moment in this match. Just a couple of minutes before half-time, it's Waitakere United 1, Auckland City 1. Extraordinary moment. And a chance maybe for Waitakere to get a second. What a turnaround that would be, Del Monte. Andrew Milne has done well to tidy that situation up, but the way the first half was going, you thought that Auckland would have been worth a 1-0 lead at the break. It's now one apiece. And that is football all over for you. It just keeps throwing up these dramatic moments. Moments of quality and skill, and then you get a dramatic moment like that out of nowhere. So a real confidence booster for Waitakere. That's given straight to Garcia. Chance for Auckland to perhaps have one last attack before the half-time break. Well played by Myers. Well, he's managed to evade a pretty lusty challenge from Fenarides. Now Krishna's ball for De Vries, and it's picked up by Tamati Williams, who gets things going again. What an extraordinary moment. There's stunned silence around Kiwatea Street when that ball ended up in the back of the net. And I have to confess that when that happened and Williams and Pearce went to ground, I rather suspected that Conger may have given a free kick, but credit goes to Waitakere United. They've kept calm. They've absorbed a lot of pressure that's been applied on them, and they've taken their luck where they've found it. So we're into time added on. Well, there would be a real cauldron of noise here if Waitakere were to go in 2-1 up. And will they have an appetite to get forward and try and make that happen, or are they going to be happy to see this half out? I suspect the latter. Well, what an extraordinary first 45 minutes we've had at Kiwitea Street in Sandringham. Alex Fenarides got the ball rolling with a goal from a free kick after 11 minutes. And then Waitakere United were level just 2 minutes before the break. So plenty for Coach Paul Marshall and his contemporary Ramon Trebulic to think about. So this was the first free kick from Auckland City. Bent into the middle of the 6-yard box. Danny Robinson had to try and punch it clear. Looks as though it just caught the head of Tristan Prattley and ended up for a corner. Excellent ball in, always difficult, and Robinson didn't get a clean connection. Not much of a connection at all, really. 11 minutes in, a free kick was awarded, and look at that. Hit perfectly in the slot that the goalkeeper had no hope of getting. And you can see by the body language of Danny Robinson that as soon as it was hit, there was not a hope of stopping it. Fenarides hit it perfectly. You'll have to go a long way before you see a quality free kick like that. And it was a real hammer blow for the defending champions. And it was Super City Derby delight for Fenarides. Waitakere's first real attack on goal came from Roy Krishna on 22 minutes. He's been marshalled superbly by the Auckland City defence. And this was the first real opportunity he had. It was more of a half chance. He didn't manage to produce a lot of power, although there was accuracy. 6 minutes later, Waitakere were at it again. This touch from Krishna set Butler up, and he lashed that one from just outside the penalty area. And he's had a lot of luck with long-range shots in the past, and he was just off target for Waitakere this time. And Tamati Williams was wary enough to go for a full stretch lunge to try and provide some cover. Well, 2 minutes before the break, this happened. Tamati Williams appeared to lose the ball here. Pearce has gone up, and the ball has ended up in the back of the net. Is this a foul on the goalkeeper? Elbow goes up. Williams is bundled into the back of the net. Pearce, innocent body language, and he asks the question. Williams is utterly perplexed, and this time it's Waitakere United's turn to enjoy a derby goal. So at half-time at Kiwitea Street, confirmation that it's Auckland City 1, Waitakere United 1. Join us back here in 10 minutes' time for the second half. The second half just about to get underway. We are in the process of checking out whether there's been any changes. I can see Milos Nikolic on the pitch for Waitakere United. We'll try and confirm for you who's been removed, but I suspect it's Ryan De Vries. So Auckland City and Waitakere United 1-1. Alex Fenarides after 11 minutes, and then Louis Del Monte has been credited with the Waitakere United goal just 2 minutes before the break. So plenty to play for in Super City Derby number 38 between the oldest rivals in the ASB Premiership. So much at stake. If Auckland City are going to have a real tilt at the minor Premiership, They're going to have to win here. Here's Butler's shot. Oh, and it's not very far away at all. He hit that from a difficult position. His body position was also tested, but he's managed to reel off a wonderful effort, and it just crept wide of the post. Lovely cushioned header down, and there is Butler's shot. Look at that, it was travelling. Free kick goes Auckland's way. Well, there has been a structural change, it would appear. Roy Krishna's popped up here on the left. Nikolic is playing up top. Oh, now that's been picked up by Exposito. He's going to need a hand. Adam Dickinson cuts in onto his right. It's stopped in his tracks by Chad Coombs. So the pendulum starting to swing both ways here as the Super City rivals try and eke out an advantage in it. Nikolic has picked it up. Sets up a chance for De Vries, and the goalkeeper's out to claim it. Nikolic's ball was just overhit. It was only marginal, but it was enough to give Williams plenty of sight of the ball. Garcia has been really impressive since he's come into the Auckland City starting lineup. Now Riera. Spent the first half of the season on the bench. Dickinson's managed to get it in, a chance for Auckland. 2-1. Just 2 minutes after the restart, and Waitakere United have hit the self-destruct button. Exposito was totally unmarked at the far post. Desperate moment for the champions, but the joy belongs to Auckland. They'd only just got themselves back into the match. Dickinson's battled his way through, manages to get a cross in. Look at that. Desperate moment for the champions, and Exposito doesn't miss them from that range. Oh, and it's viewing of a horror movie that Tim Myers will not want to see again. Danny Robinson couldn't get him out of trouble, and it's Auckland who lead by 2-1. A real gift for Manel Exposito, his 5th goal of this campaign. How will Waitakere United respond? They trail 2-1. Nice exchange between Nikolic and Pratley and Krishna. Well, we've seen some dramatic derbies over the years. Is there another twist in the tale to come? Jake Butler, and off target by some distance. Well, the scoreline will be greeted with a sense of relief by Tamati Williams. He clearly felt he was fouled for the Waitakere United equaliser. There's a decent case for that. But with Auckland now back in front, that's one nightmare he doesn't need to relive, although Tim Myers will be feeling somewhat awful about his part in Auckland's 2nd goal. Such a difficult position to play at the back when one error can mean all the difference between a goal or not. And the 3-cap all white had one of those moments. Simon Arms fouls Roy Krishna. Well, it's Garcia who is yellow carded. So what an amazing 10-minute period we've had in this derby. Dramatic goal given to Waitakere United, courtesy of Louis Del Monte. It appeared as if Fallon Pearce may have fouled Tamati Williams. And then Manel Exposito, just 2 minutes after the restart, presented with a goal on a plate after Tim Myers miscued. And could that be a pivotal moment in the destiny of the minor premiership title? Keep watching. We'll soon see. Don't forget, of course, if Waitakere do lose this game, yet go on to win all of their remaining matches, they will still take out the minor premiership title. Auckland City would need one of the other remaining Waitakere opponents to do them a favour if they're to wrestle that title from their West Auckland rivals. Now a chance perhaps for Auckland to go further ahead. They've got a corner. So a chance for Auckland. Headed clear by Aaron Scott. Dickinson. This is Arms. Riera. Garcia. Well, this is a variation on Auckland City's normal game. They've had a couple of opportunities to go long and they've taken them. Here's another look at Adam Dickinson. Did a power of work, and then that tragic moment for Tim Myers. Danny Robinson didn't have much of a hope, and Exposito had a finish to apply and he executed it perfectly. Frustration for Robinson. And a catastrophe for Tim Myers and Waitakere United. Good jump by Nikolic. Well, this is broken for Waitakere. Alan Pearce goes to ground. Well, Waitakere asking for a free kick there, and Coombs has flown into that challenge. He's going to get a yellow card. Well, Roy Krishna asking a question. Daniel Koprasic is the player who's gone to ground. He tried to cut inside Chad Coombs, but once Coombs has made up his mind and committed to a challenge, he really pulls out. It's been both a positive and a negative element to his game over the years. Now Prattley's been caught in possession. Daniel Koprasic gives chase. Robinson under pressure, clears his lines. Flicked on by Pearce for Nikolic. Visilic has picked it up. Bale. Visilic. Riera. Waitakere hunting all over the park for the ball. Myers, a player of tremendous character. There's little doubt that he's going to find the reserves deep within himself to come back from that earlier error. Now Pearce. And Pratley just checked his run, and that allowed Simon Arms and Daniel Koprasic to apply some defending for Auckland City. Chris Bale. Adam Dickinson, he's a real warrior for Auckland City. Cut out by Myers. Now he can launch an attack for Waitakere. Plenty of time for Waitakere to get back in this match. There's still plenty of football to unfold. Butler, Coombs. This is much better from Waitakere. Ball attempted cross has been cut out. Chris Bale comes away with it. Now Koprasic. Visilic under intense pressure from Nikolic. He goes long. He's back with Pratley. Now Myers. And that's given straight to Simon Arms. And Auckland have it back, pressure off them. Andrew Milne. Albert Riera. Bale. Visilic. Garcia. Visilic goes long. Again, it's that variation we spoke about. You don't often see Auckland City choosing to opt for the direct route. Certainly in the Alan Jones era, that was a fundamental approach in their play. They've brought into this possession-style football. Waitakere United have also made a few changes under new coach Paul Marshall. Here's Coombs. Chance perhaps for Waitakere to show what they're capable of. It's a good ball. Oh, and it's in the back of the net. Waitakere are level yet again. Sheer drama here at Kiwitea Street. And it's that man, Roy Krishna. They're top of the league for a reason. Look at this ball into the far post. It missed the keeper out. Krishna got a foot on it and over the line. Williams couldn't scoop it out, and Krishna has his 12th goal of the season. What drama we've had in this opening hour of the Super City Derby. Oh, and it's off the crossbar. Just moments later, Auckland almost nose in front again. A great save from Danny Robinson, I think, tipping it onto the crossbar. Well, it was Exposito who just produced that shot out of nothing and hit the glove of Robinson and then cannoned into the bar. A chance for Auckland to snatch the lead back, but Waitakere have held firm. Another yellow card produced. It's Andrew Milne who goes into the book. Well, I'm sure you're enjoying this Super City Derby. They so often produce matches of theatre, and we've certainly been treated to a spectacle that has lived up to the hype. Chris Bale under pressure from Nikolic. Well, Auckland City could be tempted into a change soon. All of the substitutes have been sent to warm up. Could be a chance for a first glimpse at Gustavo Suto San Pedro, the Spanish striker, 29 years of age. Waitakere now on the counter-attack. They've got 3 against 3. Nikolic has tried to find Butler. It's just run in behind him, and Krishna complaining that he was free at the far post. So calm heads will win the day, one feels. Nikolic. Oh, that's a nice opportunity for Coombs. And it balloons high over the crossbar. Dickinson does well again. Well, goal kick. Andrew Milne thought otherwise. Another look at this goal. What a shot that is. What improvisation by Roy Krishna. And you can see the expression on his face. Sheer joy for the Fijian international. It's been a difficult couple of weeks for him with a family bereavement. And he was unable to return home for that solemn occasion. But he's a deep thinker and a deep feeler, Krishna. And there was nobody more upset about being unable to return home than he. And in some deep and meaningful way, his form has just reached another level in the last 4 weeks. 8 goals in 4 games, at 2 goals a game. Coombs, chance for De Vries, and Auckland now just starting to look a little shaky. Well, another look at this. Well, Milne's tried to improvise a clearance of some sort. He's executed it in a dramatic fashion, acrobatic fashion. And although his foot was raised, it was nowhere near really Chad Coombs' face. And I would suspect that Coombs would view that as the type of challenge he might also execute. It is still a physical game, a physical sport. However, the advantage is with Waitakere. It's in a really handy position. There's no two ways about it. Now, Auckland have produced a wall with around 6 or 7 players in it. Nikolic is on the 6-yard box. Krishna is joining him. Coombs lurking at the edge of the penalty area for any bits and pieces that come out. Oh, and it's deflected over a corner. Auckland's turn to feel the screws turn, and it was Exposito, the forward, who deflected it high over the crossbar. Corner wound into the near post, cleared. Waitakere putting the pressure on. It's a decent ball in. Simon Arms has got under it now. Krishna, he's in the penalty area. Arms has done the job for Auckland. Well, 2 balls on the pitch at the moment. Whipped in by Prattley. It's not a bad ball. There was no Waitakere player attacking that space, however. Well, Waitakere have kept 4 clean sheets this season and conceded only 6 goals. Well, they've conceded 8 now, but they've been exceptionally tight and miserly at the back. Auckland City, however, have struggled to keep teams scoreless. So a free kick, this time in favour of the Navy Blues. Well, is this going to be a game where the set pieces are definitive? Aaron Scott just draped an arm over the shoulder of Andrew Milne, and once that happens, players are only going to do one thing in those sorts of positions, and go to ground. So Garcia will take this free kick. Auckland City need it to be accurate, and it's a good one. Oh, and it's off the line. Incredible defending by Waitakere. And they've turned attack. Well, defence into attack, and Krishna's just pulled up there. I wonder if he's got a hamstring problem. He doesn't look happy. Play rages on. Dickinson with it. Exposito drifting into the penalty area. There's plenty back for Waitakere. Well, it's a full-time job trying to keep up with all of this. Koprasic, Fenarides, still going. Still with Fenarides. He's clipped one in, but there was really no target to hit. Nice work from Coombs. Fenarides, Riera. Have Auckland got something else in the box? Exposito. Oh, and it's fallen kindly for Riera. He's onside, and the shot was a woeful one. Well, he's offside. Just out of our picture. Of course, it's a difficult line to call from this commentary position. And Krishna, as you can see in that previous shot, he's down for the moment. Exposito perhaps was looking for a handball. Now Riera was the player offside. There is the shot from Exposito earlier that Danny Robinson clipped onto the crossbar. He really had to get a glove on that, Robinson, because it was destined for the back of the net, and he did just enough to keep it out. And look at that for a finish from Roy Krishna. I mean, that's such an oblique angle to score from. Simon Arms perhaps got caught ball watching here. And Chris Bale, look at that. Plenty of emotion on his face. And it is a family show. And Roy Krishna was on hand to share that moment with some friendly faces. The Auckland City faithful, they've turned out in good number today. I said earlier that the crowd looked as though it was just over 1,000. I would push it closer to perhaps 1,700 or 1,800 here. Perhaps even more. So we're inside the final 20 minutes. Auckland City 2, Waitakere United 2. Long ball forward, headed away by Bale. It's been picked up by Waitakere, and a chance. Can they take the lead? Good save by Williams. He had to be at his best. And the substitute, Dylan Stansfield, got a big side of goal here. He's managed to get through two challenges, and Williams read it really fast, came off his line really fast, and managed to prevent a complete turnaround. Prattley with a corner. Whipped into the near post. Oh, and it's off the line. Still there with Waitakere. Can they get it in? They can, and it's Tim Myers. Myers redeems himself for the earlier error, and Auckland trail. Excellent corner from Prattley. It was met at the near post by Nikolic, off the line by Garcia. Brian Shelley's had a go at it. Fenarides has missed out here. Bale's provided cover. And there's Tim Myers. 3-2 to Waitakere United. 3 goals in 2 games for Tim Myers, the All-White. What have Auckland City got in their reserves? They've got 16 minutes. Waitakere United looking as if they have one hand on the minor premiership already. It's been a 5-goal thriller here at Kiwatia Street. Fenarides bundled away by Coombs. He's lost out. Now Tade. Garcia. Here's Exposito. Look at the white shirts in and around that penalty area. They've brought everybody back. Remember, they haven't won at Kiwatia Street since 2010, November 2010. Well, the highs and lows of football are what keep us coming back for more. And Tim Myers has endured one end of the spectrum just 2 minutes before half-time, and there you can see he enjoys the other end, a joyous end. You can see it was on the line for Auckland. He kept it out of harm's way. They couldn't get it clear, and then Tim Myers just let rip from close range. Well, Daniel Koprasic has come off, just to keep you up to date. Emiliano Tade, the Argentine striker, is on for Auckland City. And Dylan Stansfield is on for Waitakere. Now, Stansfield, Visilic is bundled over. Free kick to Auckland. Auckland City 2, Waitakere United 3. A 5-goal thriller unfolding at Kiwitea Street. And it's the defending champions who enjoy the advantage. It's been a performance of some resilience by Waitakere. They fell behind to an Alex Fenarides free kick after 11 minutes. They got level somewhat fortuitously through Louis Del Monte. They were behind again through a catastrophic defensive error by Tim Myers. It allowed Manel Exposito to give Auckland the lead, and from that point onwards, not many teams would have found it within themselves to bounce back, but Waitakere have. First through Roy Krishna, then through Tim Myers, who redeemed himself. There's a long-range shot by Gustavo Suto San Pedro, making his debut for Auckland City. Well, if he's going to bring some X factor to this Navy Blues lineup, they could certainly do with some right now. We're in the 80th minute. Waitakere lead by 3-2. Fenarides, now he can hit them from this distance, and he does, and it's straight into the arms of the grateful Danny Robinson. Fenarides can hit them from some distance. He can hit them with plenty of power as well, and that wasn't so straightforward. It had plenty of dip and a little bit of curve on it too. Well, now that the tables have been reversed, so to speak, Sunday's game between Otago United and Hawke's Bay United holds some real interest for Auckland City. There is another look at that long-range shot. Straight into the club rooms. Now Coombs might fancy a go from here, trying to set himself up for a shot. Oh, and Chad Coombs, he scores! It's 4-2 to Waitakere. Well, the flag's gone up. What a moment that would have been for Chad Coombs. Unthinkable to hold an Auckland City side to lose by 4-2. We'll get a good look at this. Now De Vries has clearly, well, what do you make of that? Coombs is not offside. De Vries is in an offside position, but he's not interfering with play. And we captured that beautifully. Perhaps not for the assistant referee. It's all well and good to be sitting in the comfort of the commentary position with copious replays and making retrospective calls like that, but Chad Coombs will, I'm sure, have something to say about it on his old stomping ground. Chris Bale. Now Visilic. Auckland City need someone to stand up and produce a piece of magic, because the clock is starting to become an enemy for them. That's a good ball by Tade. Robinson in no rush. Well, Visilic has copped an elbow, I think, from Nikolic. Paul Temple and Paul Marshall got plenty of input to provide for their charges. Absolutely amazing game. Who could have predicted beforehand that we would have seen a 5-goal thriller with the lead exchanged so often, and there is a change. Jack Begley has been injected into the match. Chad Coombs takes his bow at Kiwatea Street, and he might have taken his bow with a goal. Onside. Simon Arms has put an arm up. The ball's ended up in the back of the net, but it's a let off for Auckland. So Sunday's game between Otago and Hawke's Bay holds further interest. If this result stays the same way, Hawke's Bay can leapfrog Auckland City into second spot. Now, over the past couple of seasons, if the team that wins the grand final has also won the minor premiership, that means the runners-up in the league have become the second New Zealand qualifier for the O-League. And if that's the case, and Hawke's Bay win and can hold on to second place, they could well put themselves in the frame for OFC Champions League football. Should Waitakere win the minors and then the grand final. And of course it puts a lot of pressure on Auckland City to go on and win the grand final, because that, if they don't finish in the top two, could be their only ticket into the Champions League. And for this club, according to the chairman, Ivan Vuksic, the OFC Champions League and the FIFA Club World Cup are exactly why this club is in existence. Auckland City 2, Waitakere United 3. San Pedro trying to release David Brown. One of the most exciting young talents in the ASB Premiership, David Brown, just 16 years of age, born in Papua New Guinea. He was part of the FIFA Club World Cup campaign in December last year and made his debut for Auckland City in a win over Young Heart Manawatu. In fact, he scored in that game here at Kiwitea Street. So we're inside the final 4 minutes of regular time. Tade, Riera. Have Auckland City got an equaliser in them? And have we seen the last of Waitakere's defensive blips? Brown's kept that in. Now he's going to have to whip this over. He might get a throw, yes, for his troubles. Tade, who's got a reputation as something of a super sub. The season before last, he scored 7 goals coming off the bench for Auckland City. They could do with one here. You can see Visilic has pushed further forward for Auckland. And if that's the case, there's going to be gaps. And the question will be whether or not Waitakere can exploit those gaps. Here's Butler. Tristan Prattley. Tade got clipped by Butler. Waitakere won't be too fussed by that. They're going to keep possession of the ball as much as possible. Away by Arms. Real gap starting to open up in this match. 24 degrees Celsius today in Auckland. There's not much of a breeze, and these players have been working their socks off for nearly 90 minutes. This is where errors can be made. Concentration starts to go out the door. Ball breaks kindly for David Brown. He's got Tade and San Pedro in the box. Fast feet. Auckland still have it. Fenarides is now the moment for Auckland City. Riera headed clear. Waitakere have conceded a free kick. Now this is in a very handy position for the home side. We've already seen a wonderful exhibition of free kick prowess from Fenarides. He's going to be asked to have another crack. Now Danny Robinson may have reflected that he got his positioning a little bit wrong for that first free kick. And look at the skill from David Brown. Just managed to get past Prattley. Prattley's all over him. Tim Myers had to come in and provide cover. So is this the moment for Fenarides? Is this the moment for Auckland City? It has to be. Fenarides, it's not good enough. It's gone over the bar. Less than 20 seconds of normal time remain. The 38th Super City Derby looks as though it's going Waitakere United's way. It will be their 10th victory of the regular season campaign. They have a draw as well. Their 31st point. Auckland will be on 21 points. Hawke's Bay United, who play on Sunday away to Otago, sit on 20. They'll be eyeing up this result with great interest. The 90 minutes are up. Fenarides with a long ball forward. San Pedro's under it. Robinson's come. Comfortable take for the Waitakere keeper. Happy to send it long. David Brown. Prattley has to be at his best to try and stop the Papua New Guinea youngster. Alan Pearce, nice and strong. Prattley's clearance. Enough for Waitakere. 4 now at least. Riera. Is this Auckland City's last chance? Bale trying to find some space. Fenarides, and that's straight to a Waitakere player. Oh, and it's just over the bar. Waitakere nerves were jangling. Well, it was a real stramash in there. There was players all over the place, and Exposito managed to dig out a shot, but it was just a yard or so too high. Well, there's now 3 balls on the pitch. And time ebbing away. Whoa, and that's going to be a free kick. That's a nasty one. Fenarides is off. It's a straight red card for Alex Fenarides. Auckland are down to 10. The goal scoring hero for Auckland has turned villain, and he's gone straight through Alan Pearce. You can't do that, and he's paid the price, Alex Fenarides. Alan Pearce felt the full force of that. Auckland City have some difficult games coming up. They've got a game on Wednesday against Team Wellington. And the following Sunday, meet Team Wellington again. Of course, the fixture backlog, part of their FIFA Club World Cup campaign. Fixture list. Waitakere United will be happy to take this into the corner and try and kill some more time. The final whistle blows. The 38th Super City Derby has been won by Waitakere United. An afternoon of sheer drama and excitement at Kiwatia Street. And the defending champions have prevailed. Their unbeaten run stretches to 13 matches. Auckland City's 23-match unbeaten run in regular season football has ended. It's Waitakere's first win at Kiwatia Street in the regular season since November 2010. And they extend their lead at the top of the table by a further 10 points. It's been an absorbing match to call.
Yeah, obviously we're extremely pleased with the result. I mean, the result in these fixtures is everything. Not terribly pleased with our performance, but our playing performance. But we certainly showed a lot of determination today, and particularly out of possession. I thought the boys worked right through the squad. Even the subs that came on to the game, worked extremely hard out of possession to make sure that Auckland City were as closed down as we possibly could have them. But yeah, by and large, pretty happy. good 3 points and sort of secures us at the top of the table for another few weeks anyway.
Yeah, well, I think it's been a very, very even match, and I think could have happened. We had our momentum in the game. We 1-0 up and 2-1 up, but then they came back pretty close after we scored. I don't think we controlled the game, and they period in between our goal and their goal, and that's what probably cost us. We should have had more of the ball. But even game, they got away with it this time, and we'll have to keep going. We'll stand up and keep going.
Take a look back on highlights of the second half. Jake Butler went close just 1 minute after the break with this effort. It was a different Waitakere United attitude in the second half. And they were back in all sorts of trouble. Tim Myers, catastrophic defending. Manel Exposito put Auckland back in front. Battling qualities of Adam Dickinson. It just skipped on Tim Myers, although no excuse, I'm sure, for the all-white defender. And Manel Exposito just doesn't miss from those sorts of opportunities. 2-1 for Auckland, and everything looking good for the home side. But there was a big turnaround, and it was Roy Krishna, his 12th goal of the season. Simon Arms seemed to be caught ball watching, but it was a wonderful finish from Krishna. I mean, from that angle, you can hardly expect to score a goal, and it was a real turning point in this game. His 8th goal in the new year. Since January, since the league restarted, he's been in deadly form. And we can take a look at that moment. Hitting the crossbar, Manel Exposito. It was a wonderful effort. Out of nothing, really. It was a very difficult position to fashion a shot of any type. Danny Robinson performed exceptionally well to get a glove on it. And then this free kick, deflected over by Manel Exposito, could so easily have ended up in the back of Auckland's net. And how often have strikers who come back to defend in their own box wound up by scoring an own goal? Exposito was spared that embarrassment, and he's played his part to keep Auckland in the game up to that point. Then Dylan Stansfield broke through the Auckland defence, had a good shot on goal that was saved low to the left by Tamati Williams. And then this moment where Tim Myers redeemed himself. It was a near post corner that was flicked on. Garcia managed to get it off the line, and then it fell to defender Tim Myers, who buried it into the back of the net. He went from villain to hero for Waitakere. Kept his head, kept the ball on target, managed to keep it low enough to ripple into the back of the net. A hammer blow moment for Auckland City. And this was Auckland City's final chance. Exposito trying to find the top right-hand corner. He just got a little bit underneath it. Once again, difficult to execute. And Robinson delighted to see it fly wide. It's been a pleasure to bring you ASB Premiership action from Kiwitea Street in the 38th Super City Derby between Auckland City and Waitakere United. We'll see you next time.